Hey everybody, Julie Johnson, XY Communication. Hope you are having a fabulous day. We are continuing with the theme of why some degree of digital presence, web presence is absolutely critical and a make or break for the present and future of the success for financial advisors, executives, etc. We are so excited because what we're going to talk about today is something that has been put together with the help of GSM, Paragon, myself, Stacy, Jonathan, Mary, etc. So we're really excited about what we're doing going forward and hope to get all of you guys involved. Some of you may, when I say, some degree of digital presence or web presence is critical to your success, that may literally make you say, duh. Obviously social media, digital presence is critical. But there's still others that doesn't necessarily resonate with, and that's fine, obviously. So wherever you are on that spectrum, what we're going to do today is go through with you what we've created. This splash page is what we're calling it, and why we think it's so critical and helpful for you as advisors and executives to grow your social media presence, grow your business, etc. Jonathan Horst, again, he has been kind of our guinea pig. And so thank you, Jonathan, for all of your effort and time. He really jumped into this with both feet. He wanted to dig into his past, dig into his present, and communicate really effectively as far as what he wanted his future to look like, the services and solutions that he specifically brings to his clients and prospects, what makes him different, unique, all that great stuff. So he dug in. We spent a lot of time. Mary, as an example, we're also doing this with. She had already done a lot of this work. And so we did a few revisions, but for the most part, we were able to kind of copy and paste a lot of what she'd done. She didn't want to do a video, but because she already had a webinar. So we used that. That gave the listeners a really good sense of who she is, her solutions, her expertise, etc. So with all of that said, I don't need to say again, it's been pounded into you to have and be able to communicate a unique market value is critical. And it really is. I remember when I was an advisor, brand new, I'm like, I don't have a unique message. I just want to, get as many clients as I can. Believe it or not, that doesn't really work anymore because there's so much competition, especially in this virtual world. There's so many people online that if you don't stick out, you're not going to be as successful. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to share my screen. Share. And go to the template. This is the before. So GSM created this with us. It is a bright and shiny picture of Arthur, your fearless leader. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see on here. Obviously, from the very get-go, it talks about scheduling a meeting, send him an email, connect on LinkedIn, etc. You guys have heard from me time and time again what a huge proponent I am of videos. Why? As you know, people love to see you, hear you, listen to your tone, see your body language. All of those things really gets your prospects engaged and potentially connect with you. And believe it or not, because of that additional engagement, I'm not going to get into the neuroscientific stuff, but the brain literally turns on. You get more engaged, build more trust, people are more connected. And if you have a strong digital presence, you are more than twice as likely for a client to agree to book an initial consultation with you. If you don't have a digital presence, or if that presence is blah, you kind of struck out before you even came up to bat, I think is the right expression. So anyway, and again, we do this together with you. So you can choose, you can do a video that's an introduction of who you are, why you're an advisor, a little bit about your background, what makes you unique, etc. We put all of what you've stated also in text so that it's picked up not only by search engine optimization, but also, again, having more than one modality of communication turns on more of the brain. Okay. Client focus, 3 buckets, give or take, felt like a good number. And it gives the prospect a really good idea of who you serve. Feel free, well, actually stay with me for a minute. So focus on who you serve. And then to the left of it, we talk about who and why. You can click on each of those buckets and it gets into it a little bit more specifically. What's your philosophy? Why are you advisor? What drew you to becoming an advisor and serving people? And then what are your practice focuses? Who's your team? And another choice that you have is you can choose to push out content or not. It's completely up to you. I highly recommend pushing out content because it again engages more and more people. As you guys know, you have several different avenues from which you can pull content for yourself. And one thing that I strongly suggest, however, is if you are going to post content, that you also put, what is your take on whatever the article is saying? What's your perception? Why do you feel that this is important for your clients? Okay, so it's not just, by the way, here's something that's going on. It's here's what's going on. Here's why I think you care. Okay, so it's important. Again, we can help you with all of that. So now we're done talking about the before. Let's go to the fabulous after. And here we go. So Paragon website. Come on, baby. There we go. So click on get to know us, your team, right? And then page down, past all your bright and shiny faces to, oh, sorry, hang on. Going to Jonathan's page. There is his great headshot. Double click. He's coming. There he is. So this is what we did together, but he really did it. I just kind of brought it out of him and maybe made it, sounded a little bit more engaging. I don't know, but it was a group effort. He did an awesome job, and take as much time as you want. Go to your website, look at John, double click on Jonathan's headshot, and it will take you to his splash page. As you can see, it gives a great introduction as to who he is, what he cares about. There's a Calendly link right here. You're able to, obviously calls to action, schedule time with me, send me an email, connect with me on LinkedIn. Here's his awesome video. Obviously we're not going to listen to it today, but what he talks about again is why him, right? Why he became an advisor, why he is unique, and why he does an exceptional job taking care of the people who he takes care of. Engages the brain. There is a interesting statistic that I learned a couple weeks ago. There, search engine optimization for websites tracks if people that are landing on your website, do they stay there for 5 seconds or more? Another reason to have video and or at least audio, because they're going to double click when they see that you have video or audio. That's going to take a couple seconds all by itself. So it's going to make the person that's looking at you stay on longer. That triggers the algorithm, which is awesome. We're also going to put the text of what he's saying over to the side here, because that enables the search engine optimizer to pick up on keywords. If you page down, what are his client focuses? That's semantically correct. And why? Okay. So, and then you can click on each of these and dig into it a little bit more deeply. Testimonials, very important. In the last year, give or take, testimonials have been allowed now to be placed on advisors' websites. Of course, all of this has to be approved by your compliance person, but as long as everything's approved by your compliance person, go for it. Testimonials have been shown too, when someone is looking at you for the first time, if you have testimonials, it will as much as double the likelihood that that prospect will agree to a meeting with you. That's huge. It's like 100% greater return, right? So get testimonials. And if you're not exactly sure how to ask clients for testimonials, I will help you. All right. So continues down, great section on his philosophy. Again, everything that makes him unique, what he does for his clients, who are his team, his investment process, and if you will, onboarding process, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this, again, it's not as painful as it may look. It's actually quite simple, and we do it together. So I'm going to come back to full screen. Stop share. For those of you who are already like, I'm on it, I want it, feel free. I won't take it personally if you want to leave the webinar now, go for it. For those of you who are still not completely and totally convinced, let me share some additional statistics with you. You know me, I am the statistics person. So whether it be obviously through COVID or what have you, it doesn't matter age anymore. More than 80% of the general population goes online. It doesn't matter if you're a baby boomer, you know, a person in their 80s, 90s, someone in their teens, you go online, right? What happens when people ask for referrals or people that others, friends, family use as financial advisors? 9 times out of 10, you get a name, you get a team, you get a website. So if that person, the first thing we do, right? The first thing they do is they go and they check for that person online. If you either have some kind of presence, but it's really stagnant and blarn, if you will, or if you, worst case scenario, don't have one at all, the person's not going to stay. So you've lost before you've even had a chance, right? So again, a bigger reason for you to have an engaging web presence. Something that does matter is some of the skeptics are people that already have an established book. So you guys are more in maintenance mode as opposed to growth mode. This still matters for you because more than likely, if not today, eventually you're going to be in some level of succession, right? Either your clients are going to be getting older and you are building, hopefully building very strong, authentic relationships with their younger family members. So when those inheritances occur, they know who you are, they stay with you. Again, I don't have to tell you, people in their 20s, 30s, 40s. If you don't have a good, strong web presence, it's a strike against you right away. So yet another reason to do this. And even if you aren't, or if you are closer to retirement, you want whomever's going to come in and take over your book to have a leg up and to have a platform that says, okay, I'm starting to retire, or I'm looking toward retirement. Here's who's going to come and take such great care of you. And by having this social media presence, it's a great and very efficient way to communicate all of that. A few last things that I want to make sure that we talk about. 60% of advisors state that the hardest thing for them in building their practice is finding new clients, right? If you don't have a unique value proposition that talks specifically about why you don't have as much of a chance to draw them in, to engage them. If you don't have some kind of video or audio content, hopefully in addition to the written material, you're not going to engage them as much because their brain's not going to be as engaged or focused. All of these things are super important. Again, with the solution being helping you either maintain a fabulous book or build a fabulous book. Why you? We're going to make this quick and painless for you. Contact Stacy, or you can always reach out to me. As you know, Julie Johnson, XY Communication. Email julie@xycommunication.com. Text me 303-726-8976. That is all for today. I appreciate your time so much. Stay well. Until next time, have a great one.